When he got out here though, he very soon realized that David Douglas was actually a complete liar. And the reason why, it turns out, is that Norman Colley actually ended up discovering that Mount Hooker and Mount Brown are in fact not even half as tall as Mount Everest. So that was certainly very disappointing for Norman Colley. However, one thing that was not disappointing for him was the site of the Athabasca Glacier. And he liked this glacier so much that he ended up spending a couple of nights on this glacier and even went so far as to hike up all the way to the Columbia ice field itself. Norman Colley was the first person of European descent to actually record a journey going up to the Columbia ice field. The one thing I like about the Athabasca Glacier, though, is its convenient location. Being that it is not too far away from the Icefield Parkway, it does make it very convenient for tourism. So just going on tours like the one you're on now, maybe going on an ice walks tour up and down the Athabasca Glacier, or even just enjoying the toe of the glacier hiking trail. But researchers come out here as well, like NASA did. And the reason why NASA was here is it turns out that one of the moons that orbits Saturn has a landscape that's very similar to that of the Athabasca Glacier. And on this particular moon, they wanted to use an eel-shaped robot to do research and collect data, but they were not certain that it would actually be suitable for that task. So what they did was they ended up coming to the Athabasca Glacier and submerging it into mill wells and crevasses. From what I have heard and understand, the testing of the eel-shaped robot went rather well, though, because supposedly in the coming years, they will be using the eel-shaped robot to do this research that they've had planned for a long while. Glaciologists will also come to this glacier to do work, glaciologists being scientists who study the ice. There's quite a lot we can learn from the glacial ice, though. For instance, when glacial ice is formed, pockets of air can get trapped inside, but those air pockets are preserved. And that is very useful because if you take a sample of that air to test it out and find the composition of it, and you find out the time when the ice surrounding that air was formed, you can get a very great picture as to how the air in the area has changed over time, and that might help us learn more about how the globe has changed over time more broadly as well. We are going to be heading up the moraine here very soon, and for the steep portion, I will not be speaking to focus on driving, but this gave us a great opportunity to look around again, so I will briefly describe that for you. If you're on the left, of course, you can see the Athabasca Glacier very well, as well as the lake right next to it that does not have any name. Behind that is the toe of the glacier hiking trail, the shape of a loop. Behind that to the left is Shenwapta Lake, which you'll see a lot better as we get up higher. The main highway behind that is the Icefields Parkway, the main highway between Jasper and Lake Louise, Alberta. The Discovery Center is the building over there with the green roof. And Mount Wilcox is the mountain on the other side, just in case you're wondering. On the right side is Asteroid Alley, where we've had many rock and mudslides come down. And the mountain just above that is Mount Athabasca, and that